Welcome to wasmCloud Wednesday for Wednesday, December the 22nd, 2021. It'll be an abbreviated meeting today, but we'll get started by handing it off to Brooks for community call out and a few announcements. Brooks.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started with the community call out. I've got 3 different good issues here that would be great to jump in if you're looking to contribute to the project. The first 2 relate to our GitHub actions and our OCI references. So one thing that we'd love to have, you notice if you look in the capability providers repo and you take a look at our releases, we have different releases for all of the, the SQL provider, the HTTP server provider, Redis provider, et cetera. And these versions match up exactly with the OCI reference that we're publishing on our Azure Container Registry. So when you go to start HTTP server provider, you can start 0.14.7. But one thing that we'd love to have and that we currently use an action that supports, you can edit this GitHub action, like our custom one, to include a body. And we can kind of change the body of that instead of just the latest commits to something like what this issue is specifically referencing. We'd love to add the specific OCI reference in there so that if you come to the capability providers page and you're thinking, you want to launch the latest version of the HTTP server provider, you come right to releases, find HTTP server, and then copy the reference straight from there. So this is the first issue. I kind of wrote up a little bit here about how you can configure this and where you can actually find this action. So feel free to reference that. As a reminder, if you're interested in taking on any of these, just drop a comment on the issue and say, hey, I'm taking a look at this so that you can let us know that you're checking it out. The second one is also in the capability providers repo. This is a simple fix in our NATS release provider or our NATS provider release action. It's simply that we name the binary something different than the action is expecting. And, we'd love for just a little bit of extra attention on this. This is something that's kind of flown under the radar since we don't release the provider super often because it's pretty well fleshed out. And then the last one, for those of you who are on your wonderful holiday breaks and thinking, you know what, I'd love to just experiment with Elixir OTP on this break. I've been waiting to contribute to wasmCloud and jump into the new runtime. This is a perfect one to get started and do that while you've got all this free time on the holiday, right? Don't want to hang out with your family. You can just get to contributing to wasmCloud. So as usual, I'll post these in the community Slack channel and they'll usually get tweeted out. So you should be able to get started on these if you're interested. Yeah, that's my community call out. Now I do have another announcement that I want to make. First of all, we recently repurposed our wasmCloud/wasmCloud repository to act as a sort of organization homepage. This is where we'd love to leave some of our community resources like our code of conduct, our contributing guide, it also has archived things like for our previous Rust runtime, but we'd love to use this as like an overall landing page where we can use to maybe communicate future things through the GitHub issues here, et cetera, et cetera. And with that, we've also kind of made up and given our README a little bit of facelift here. We got a bunch of badges, got some emojis next to the header, things here with general links to our Elixir runtime, our JavaScript runtime, et cetera. So we have this pinned now to the repo or to our org pinned repos. But one thing that I noticed when I came over here the other day is that if you take a look at this little shields.io badge here, wasmCloud recently surpassed 1,000 org stars. So hooray for that. Across all of our repositories, we've got 1,000 stars. Right when I started this, or right when I put the badge in, it was like 997, so I knew it was coming soon. So that's just pretty exciting. We dropped our Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, all the things here. So hopefully this will be a good place to communicate for for all things wasmCloud. This is the first thing you hit when you search wasmCloud on GitHub. So, we really want this to be like a starting point and then forward people off to other places. So if any of you have seen an example of an org that has done this really well, happy to consider any of those options. But yeah, just wanted to announce the 1,000 org stars and let people know about the landing page.
That's great, Brooks. Thank you so much. I think everything else we will hold on this week. Was there anything else urgent or interesting that anyone wanted to bring out this week before we, let people go to get their break started? All right. Well, I think this is the shortest wasmCloud Wednesday of the year. I hope everyone has a great week and happy holidays, and everybody's safe in the latest wave. I'll stop recording as usual. We can hang out. See ya.